Hello and welcome to episode 6 of PalpitoadMan OmegaRuby Online Battles. I'm PalpitoadMan, and as you can see here, I've got Caterpie and Zigzagoon for no apparent reason. It's just because it's supposed to represent Kanto and Hoenn, because this is the battle of me using Ash's Indigo Plateau team versus whatever Skeptile 13's team was. So we're just going to jump right in, because this is a really long battle, and it's going to take some time. So as you can see, I've got all the evolved Pokemon from Ash on the Indigo Plateau. Raichu, Pidgeot, Muk, Venusaur, Blastoise, oh yeah, and I ran Mega Charizard wide just because I wanted to make it look generally the same. So, he leads with Lantern, I lead with Pidgeot, I switch into Venusaur, the literal tree, and the opposing Lantern, Dan's Lantern, uses an Ice Beam, which does not as much as I thought it would, because I was assuming it would have a ton of special attack EVs, but I wasn't entirely sure. He actually also has a Skarmory, which I assumed he was going to lead with once I saw his team, because it's so well known as a setter. So I go for the Sleep Powder here, and Lantern is now asleep, fortunately, so I can start setting up certain things. So my leftovers on Venusaur are going to give me passive recovery, not dependent on whatever move I use. So Lantern stays asleep as I go for the Synthesis here, and that heals me back up to nearly full health. Now, Charizard setting the sun is going to be useful, because this Venusaur has Solar Beam, as well as Synthesis for a ton of recovery in tight situations. So, seeing as Lantern was still asleep, I decided to just wait out the 2 turns and go for a Solar Beam, because really, why not? If I can get it off and not die, then I would be completely set with that Solar Beam. But he switches out Lantern, unfortunately, and he goes into Skarmory, where it would be 4 times ineffective. But this actually does way more damage than I thought it would. With its not particularly amazing special defense, that does like a good maybe 1/6 of its health away. So that was pretty awesome. So this is where I go into Charizard. And of course they go for Fly, so I wasn't able to get a free hit on here, so I switched out actually, not wanting Charizard to take 2 hits. So I go into my Muk, my What Even, because it's really a very interesting Pokemon. And so the Fly hits it, and it drops down to about 2/3 of its health. Skarmory gets back up in the sky, unfortunately, and my Thunder Punch cannot connect. But this Muk does have a Choice Band, so it's got quite a bit of brute force here, with a lot of bulk to take hits to support that Choice Band option. Now, the Thunder Punch almost knocks out Skarmory, but it had a Rocky Helmet, unfortunately, which was very painful for poor Muk. So I just got him out of there because I knew I was going to need him in the future at some point. So I go into Blastoise here, because Blastoise is always good for a little brawn. I'm running a very bulky set on this, but somehow it still outsped the Skarmory. So I was pretty sure it had investment in its defenses and attack instead. So as I was going for another Ice Punch, he goes into Lantern again, and so that was a very frustrating failure hit right there. It did very little damage. And of course, with the Life Orb on Blastoise, it took quite a little recoil there. So I go into Venusaur, thinking I can still get off my cute little Solar Beam while it's asleep. And as it just dozes off there, Venusaur just sits there, doing absolutely nothing. And I go for a Signal Beam, thinking they can probably confuse me, which they do succeed in doing, even though it's not actually super effective because of its part poison typing. So the Solar Beam gets through the confusion, luckily, and so it starts to set up there. And my leftovers heal me back quite a decent amount of what that Signal Beam did. And so, of course, they get Lantern out of there cleverly, and so he goes into Alakazam, which has a decent, I guess, it's a decent special defensive bulk. It's really more of a speed and special attacker. So that hammers Alakazam down into the very deep yellows, borderline red. And so I'm only 1 HP below full, so I decide to get Venusaur out of there and go into something that can handle it a little better, i.e. Blastoise here. So they go for the Mega Evolution here, which I wasn't sure if it was going to be Blaziken or Alakazam at first, because he had both of those Pokemon on his team. Flygon really needs a Mega Evolution, guys, I'm just saying. He really deserves one. I mean, it would make him such a great Pokemon. Just the Mega Evolution, I'm just saying. So, actually Blastoise survives with like 5 HP, but its bulk was not enough to save it because it was too slow. So here I decide to go into Brave Bird, the beautiful Pidgeot here, but he takes Alakazam out, predicting some sort of priority move, and goes into Lantern. So this was kind of sad, just the quick attack, hitting a Lantern, not for a ton of damage, no more than an Ice Punch in my defense. So I go into Charizard here, and it just gets hit with Ice Beam. There's really nothing special about that, just the neutrality of the hit. And so he gets Lantern out of there for no reason. It's not like I would have knocked it out or anything. So he goes into Blaziken, surprisingly. So I Mega Evolve Y, and it basically looks like Charizard still, so I figured it wouldn't tamper with Ash's thing too much, but... So I get the Drought here, and it's nice and sunny, so I figured why not a Solar Beam on Lantern, that would have one-hit it. So I get the Solar Beam, charges up instantly, that little beam of light hammers Blaziken for almost half its HP, which was pretty awesome right there. So he switches out Blaziken now and goes back into Lantern, and so predicting that, I hit it with another Solar Beam, because I just knew he was going to go back into Lantern to try and avoid an Air Slash. So I destroy Lantern there, with its weakness to Grass, and yeah, that's Lantern gone. Alright, I have not been keeping up with the KOs here. Okay, let's see. Blastoise. Yes. Wait, that was... Whoa. Wait, you're not dead, are you? No. Ah, there we go. Ah, what do you do? Oops. Yeah, Blastoise is dead. Phew. Nailed it. Okay, I'm totally crushing it right here. So the Quick Claw Rock Slide takes out Mega Charizard, and I'm just thinking this battle just ended. Because Charizard was really my key thing here. Oh, there we go, got Charizard. Woo, beautiful. Right there. Boom. I deserve a high five for that one. So I go for the Facade on Flygon, and they go for an Earthquake, probably a Misclick. At least that's what I'm hoping it was. And so they just withdraw Flygon because they're frustrated and don't want it to take any more free little hits. So Alakazam comes out and traces Keen Eyes. Those accuracy can't be decreased. Oh yes, because I was totally running Sand Attack on this. That would have been a great idea. So Aerial Ace takes out his Alakazam. Yes! Prediction. Boom. Yes, awesome. So then he goes back into Flygon here, which is, again, pretty awesome Pokemon. Needs a Mega Boost. But its Quick Claw gets it the Rock Slide before I can hit it with anything. And so, because I gave it a little bit of bulk in its HP, even with the crit, it still wasn't enough to knock it out, I would like to point out. So Pidgeot bravely dodges that amazing little Rock Slide there, and then it goes for the Quick Attack just for its last little push, and it almost knocks out Flygon. But, unfortunately, this is the end of Pidgeot. I cry forever. Oops, wait, no, that was... Oops. I'm very experienced in this, don't worry. Oops, that was not one that just got knocked out. Oops. Oops. Nope. Are you... Come on. Okay, I cannot figure this out. Putting this 12 Pokemon on hotkeys is not my finest hour, but okay. We'll just basically roll with the punches. But, the Solar Beam here. Okay, no, that was not it. I was really confident. No, you're dead. Dude. Skarmory's still alive, right? I'm getting frustrated. Okay, that was Venusaur. Wow. Okay, there's Lantern again. Okay, it's Pidgeot. That's Muck. Yes, Raichu. Yes. Wait, no, Raichu's not dead. I wanted... No, Pidgeot is dead. Yes, nailed it. Phew. And now Flygon's gone. You were... Yes! I'm getting the hang of this. I'll be much better next time. This is my only shot to record, so I'm just trying to get it off. And, of course, I forgot to put on the Indigo Plateau music. Not my finest hour. Okay, I'm tired. I've missed school. I've been having some problems. I have appendix issues. It's not great. But I will be fine. And so I'm starting to get the passive recovery. The fly does so close to a KO. But Solar Beam gets off. And, okay, I'm ready. Gonna push this button. Knocks out Skarmory. Oops. Huh? Yes! Sweet. So now, it remains Blaziken versus Venusaur, Muck, and Raichu. And I think that's right. Yes, no, wait, is Blaziken? Yeah, Blaziken's dead. Where are you, Blaziken? Yeah! So, Extrasensory, it's a special shift tree, takes out my poor little Venusaur with its last bit of health. Machu Raichu. You've probably all heard of Machu Picchu, like in the... Okay, where... Yeah. You've probably all heard of Machu Picchu from, like, the Lost City. Pretty great. So I paralyzed Shift Tree, which turns out to be the reason I can even, like, come close. So, Raichu it has 45 defense. I gave it Lonely. I don't even know why. I just didn't want to lose the book I needed. Or something, I don't know. It was like boost one stat, lowers another. Extrasensory takes out Raichu. It lowered it had like no defense. I really didn't see how I was going to survive anything from this Shift Tree. And so I go into Muck at the very end with its cute little 22 HP, y'all remember. The Gunk Shot lands, which saved the battle, and it destroyed Shift Tree brilliantly. Which key was it? Yeah! Boom, I defeated Dan with purely a Muck left. Muck, you are the greatest Pokemon to ever exist. And yes, great Muck. Good Muck. He'll be showing up in a later battle if anyone ever requests to. So, I will be taking another request, actually. It might take a while. But, I do have a theme for a video in the future. It's going to be all the first Pokemon that I've ever had. First card, first literal capture, and first starter. So, yeah, that's going to be a Palpitoad for my first card, a Torterra for my first, like, starter, because I chose Turtwig when Diamond came out. That was my first game. And, let's see, what was I doing? So I had another Pokemon. I'll remember it if I just sit here long enough. I think it was a Barrel, because that was the first Pokemon I caught in Diamond. No, it was a Boldore. Yes, there's going to be a Gigalith, that's right. There's going to be a Gigalith, because technically the first Pokemon I really caught was a Roggenrola in Gen 5, because I didn't really catch anything. I sort of just traded my starter around for a new Pokemon, because I couldn't figure out how to catch things. I was young, okay? But thank you very much for watching. Special thanks to my opponent for a good match. Next video, we'll be bringing back the old team with my physically offensive Raichu, and we will be facing a cruel and heartless Sableye. This match just made me so mad, and I'm not doing well. But I'm sick, so I'll be uploading a little less frequently now because of all my doctoral visits, but any likes and comments and requests would be very much welcome. I have a lot of time on my hands because I'm sick. So, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great night.